Hello, everyone. Welcome to Explore TMU. I'm just going to give it a few minutes so that people can come in into the room. Welcome, welcome. Okay, well, I won't keep anyone or everyone too long, just so I'm respectful of everyone's time and knowing that some people have been in other presentations today. So, welcome to Explore TMU. My name is Rosemary. I'm the Regional Recruitment Representative for Toronto Metropolitan University, and I am happy to be with you here today in this wonderful place. Speaking of places, place is very important, and I want to be respectful and honor the land that Toronto Metropolitan University sits on. Toronto is the dish with one spoon territory. The dish with one spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory, protect the land. Subsequent indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers here have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. So, once again, thank you so much for joining us today for this presentation. I'm so excited to speak to you about Toronto Metropolitan University, the Toronto Advantage, why you should study at TMU, our undergraduate programs, scholarships, and awards, how to apply, our admission requirements for how to apply, our English language requirements, and then to also take your questions. So that's pretty much going to be our agenda today as we go through this presentation. Again, I would like to hear your questions, so please write them down or shoot them, into the chat box. And I would like to go through the presentation first, and then take the questions at the end, just in case, some of your questions are answered along the way. What you don't know about Toronto Metropolitan University. Let's explore some of the things that you probably already know and some things that you don't know about TMU. Toronto is an ideal environment for supporting the success of our students, both during and after graduation. Consistently ranked as number 9 best city to live in. We are the largest city in Canada and the biggest in North America. I'm sure a lot of you already know that. We generate about 20% of Canada's GDP, and we are the financial capital of Canada. There is no question that everybody has heard about Toronto. It is a vibrant city and the third largest tech sector in North America. It offers an environment for both education and opportunity. It's no wonder you're all excited to be here today, as am I. We're easily connected to the world via 2 airports serving over 200 global destinations, and that's about 55 countries. So it really is a busy city and something in the city for everyone. Our city enjoys the benefit of an extraordinary diverse population with over 250 ethnicities and more than 180 languages represented in Toronto. More than half of our population is born outside of Canada, and the highest percentage in the world for a major city. These are some immensely surprising statistics for some people, and for some, understandable, as they have made Toronto their home. Toronto is also one of the top 5 best cities in the world for creatives. These is the Generation Z, the Gen Z age, and our tech influencers, and everyone knows what that is and how it is important in today's world. There are more than 500 film and music and industry, festivals and museums, and about 1,500 green spaces. A few days ago, I heard about the nominations for the Oscars. So imagine being in a city where you can get to explore your dream of probably being in the film industry, being a producer, being an actor. And Toronto Metropolitan University has those programs as well. In the winter, we have over 30 kilometers of underground walkways. So I know so many people have some reservations about, oh, how cold is Canada. We make provisions for everyone who visits the city. It is an inclusive as I mentioned, culturally diverse city. Campus is also just about a minute walk away from subway and access to more than 155 unique neighborhoods to visit. So it is also very important that students note that as well. You're not left out. There are restaurants ranked as having the most diverse food scene and over 200 globally inspired cuisines. So whether you're missing the food from back home or eager to explore dozens of types of international cuisines, Toronto is the city and you never run out of choices. TMU is an institution that has led the way in career ready education for over 75 years by pioneering experiential learning in Canada and leading the integration of theory and practice. What does that mean? It just means that you will be in an institution where you will be able to learn as well as practice what it is that you're learning. We give students the opportunity to continue to launch programs in innovation and entrepreneurship. And we have recently launched our law school, and TMU anticipates its first intake into the medical school in 2025. So, with over 40,000 undergraduate students and 200 and over 240 alumni, we have learned to tackle real world problems, foster innovative solutions, and build strong partnerships. Toronto Met Toronto Met's campus is situated within 4 city blocks. I mean, the first time that I heard that, I tried to understand what 4 city blocks means. Coming from Nigeria, it's not a way that we typically describe our vibrant city, but it is basically a walkable campus and a campus embedded in a vibrant city center and that has been ranked, I believe it's number 10 for most beautiful cities in Canada year over year, with about 38% of Canadian businesses having their headquarters in Toronto. Our students are able to take advantage of TMU's proximity to vibrant businesses and take advantage of Canada's largest city. So when you're thinking about opportunities and thinking about where it is that we're situated and what would I study, these are some of the facts and these are some of the pieces of information that you need to know. On campus, we have over 30 varsity teams, clubs, competitive clubs for students who are interested in having that extracurricular vibrant part of their study. Award-winning student facilities such as the Student Learning Center and 2 major athletic facilities. So numerous laboratories, facilities on campus, and 2 rooftop farms. When I'm speaking about innovation and talking about entrepreneurship, this is what I mean. We live what we teach. And we do have and engage the community through our ecological rooftop farming and food and justice initiatives. So check us out. How does TMU set you up for success? There are several ways. I mean, throughout this presentation, I'll be mentioning a whole bunch of information that you probably will be able to mull over later on and think about as you decide on your journey to TMU. But let's start with Toronto Metropolitan's career focused learning. Toronto Metropolitan University is at the intersection of mind and action. What does that mean? If you think it, you can do it. What our students learn in the classroom is enhanced by real world knowledge and experience, and we champion diversity, entrepreneurship, and innovation. I've been talking about entrepreneurship, innovation, and diversity. So basically, I'm just saying to you, we include everyone, and we want to teach you what you would use by the time that you graduate. So keep thinking about those questions that you want to ask me at the end of this presentation. I know people's minds are moving now. Experiential learning means that from the experience, you learn by doing. So when we say that we are innovative and we embody this, what we mean is that we are connecting the theory to hands-on experiences so that when you graduate, you'll be ready to hit the ground running. The types of experiential learning that TMU offers are cooperative education, field placements, internships, applied research projects, case studies, labs, and live actor simulations. These right here are just a few of some of the top employers that TMU works with to offer students cooperative education opportunities. They include all levels of government in Canada, as you can see, provincial, federal, municipal, as well as some of the largest corporations in Canada, such as Apple, Oracle, GSK. All our co-op opportunities are paid, and students can earn up to about 36 and a half Canadian, 36 and a half thousand Canadian dollars in a year on average. So there might be people who earn more than that. You never know, and I'll never tell. Come to join TMU. About half of our co-op students are able to source a full-time job before they even graduate. So this is one advantage that a lot of students are really happy to experience. That figure rises actually if they're hired before their graduation to about 90%. So that should tell you something. We created the zone learning concept in Canada. What is zone learning? It is simply a model of experiential learning designed by TMU to enable students apply their degree coursework to real world startups, causes, companies, projects, ventures. This helps students to shape their initiatives from the ground up and to give them real world experiences, sometimes even before graduation. Students develop valuable skills through workshops, boot camps, and add to resumes or portfolios real world experience that employers look for when they graduate. So we have about 10 zones that give students the opportunity to explore these different facets. And the zones have astonishing success. Over 450 startups incubated at these zones with over 4,000 jobs created and $1.95 billion in funding raised with over 75 courses in entrepreneurship. In fact, between 2015 to 2021, the TMU's DMZ was consistently ranked as top incubator by UBI Global and the first Canadian university to be top in the world. What's not to love? Our contributions to Canada's startup community and to innovation has helped place Canada as the world's third largest tech sector in America. Looking more and more like you want to join this university, I can understand that. So what we're talking about is not just innovation and entrepreneurship. We also are very versed in our research. In our various faculties, we have research and project partnerships with a range of private and public enterprises such as Toronto District School Board and Toronto Hydro. There are several more. In fact, City Building TMU is a university-wide initiative to facilitate research collaborations, mobilize knowledge, showcase scholarly research and creative activity happening in the city, and urban innovation across the institution. A student-first culture. I've mentioned so many times how the city of Toronto, which is where we are, is such a diverse place. And TMU aims to cultivate a student experience that equips all students with knowledge, skills, competencies they need to flourish and contribute to an ever-changing world. We are consistently ranked high, top 10, and very currently number 2 for student satisfaction. So um, again, something to really think about when you want to check us out. We value and live our values. The primary the primary value that TMU has is students first. We have developed a robust student support system at TMU, and in fact, as I mentioned, consistently we have been ranked top 10 and currently number 2 for student services. What are the services that we offer for student support? Peer, career, and group mentoring. Our student learning office has more than 6,000 individual students a year with services such as leadership programs, study skills and transition to university, writing and language, math and computer science, TMU tutor match, and more. So we're offering international student support, insurance coverage, financial assistance, and awards. All this pretty much just engulfs what a student needs during their journey and their time at TMU, and we aim to assist students with that. Recognizing the unique transition of all international students' experience, Toronto Metropolitan University offers advisors dedicated to only our international students. Our international student support offers international student support groups, orientation, social engagements, and immigration support services. I come from Nigeria and understand that people who come from various parts of the world would need information about how to apply, how to put in their study permit application, what documentation is required. And we do have immigration support services at TMU that assist students with that. TMU encourages and supports a very vibrant student life with over 200 clubs and 200,000 in funding put aside for initiatives by our students. We provide students the ability to take ownership of their Toronto metropolitan experience. So they grow as socially, civically, academically, as members of the community. We welcome students who are committed to values and equity, diversity, and inclusion as they relate to their student experiences at TMU. So if we have a club that you don't think it represents you, we do have funding for you to set it up, and we give you that space to be able to create that on your own. Toronto Metropolitan University has athletics and, recreation champions, and we are home to TMU Bold, which includes our varsity teams and clubs for basketball, hockey, soccer, volleyball, and more at our two fitness centers. Say hello to Frankie the Falcon. He's our new mascot. Housing and residence. And this is very important when speaking about student support because living on campus will immerse you in the residence and Toronto Met community. You will have the opportunity to build connections with a diverse group of people and disclose any information that you wish. Residence is an inclusive community, so all gender housing means that you only need to disclose your gender should you wish to be matched with a roommate or suite mate that is the same gender as yours. So we are very mindful of everyone's comfort level. In addition to having on-campus housing, we have off-campus housing as well for students who are interested in that offering. We have off-campus housing offices, and all students would be able to be assisted with search tools, as well as viewing safety and sort of to get you out of any scams that may be happening in that area. So, with all these great services, how much does it cost? Tuition costs vary based on the program that you're enrolled in and where you live now, and whether you plan to live in residence when you join us. All amounts that we have listed here are expressed in Canadian dollars, but are also subject to change or review. So you're asking, after looking at that amount, do we have any options for international students and scholarships? And this presentation is focused based on undergraduate students. So interest will be for students who are coming into a 4-year bachelor's degree program. What can I have? What assistance? Our scholarships are merit-based, and our fall 2024 scholarships are open with a guaranteed consideration date for our programs at February 1st. We also have our scholarship deadlines as February 1st also. We have our President's Entrance Scholarship, which is awarded to secondary school graduates, and it is a total award of 40,000 Canadian dollars. It's 10,000 renewable for the duration of your studies. And we also have the International Secondary School Merit Scholarship. This is awarded to international students entering their first year of study, and it's given to up to 7 recipients. So, the rigorous academics that would cost you that much or that would grant you those scholarships. When you earn a degree at TMU, you're getting an excellent academic foundation, plus real world experience that you need to succeed. Let us explore some of the faculties and programs that we have available. So, we have the Faculty of Arts, the Faculty of Community Services, the Faculty of Engineering and Architectural Science, the Faculty of Science, the Ted Rogers School of Management, which is essentially our business school, and the Creative School. Housing over 60 academic programs here. Let's take the Faculty of Arts, for example, highlighting what students would learn, the disciplines that are addressed in this particular faculty. Say, for psychology, for example, you will be learning about human behavior, how to remember how to process information. How am I giving this presentation to you at this particular moment? How do you cope with stress in a changing world? These are some of the things that you will study in the Faculty of Arts should you decide to go ahead and study a program like psychology, for example. And students will delve into experimental and clinical research methodologies in this particular program and in over 30 research labs. Very exhaustive, right? Maybe you consider going into the Faculty of Community Services. This particular faculty has different programs that propel positive and enduring change. Take a look at the programs listed. For example, our collaborative nursing program. This is offered in partnership with Centennial College and George Brown College. It's a leading edge learning and clinical environment. Students who are in this program become knowledgeable and committed to playing an integral role in shaping health in Canada, and as you know, a healthcare provider, as a nurse. Your studies begin either at Centennial or George Brown in the first 2 years, and each of these schools provide the exact same curriculum. You then move to Toronto Met for your third and fourth years and graduate with a degree for Toronto Met. Inclusive, right? We've been talking about diversity and inclusion and talking about, students who have, trying to meet the students' needs. These are some of the things that we're talking about, and we also add them to our programs. Professional accreditation by the Canadian Association of Nursing Schools is with our nursing school and all these programs. So there's nothing to fear. There are a host of other programs to consider in the Faculty of Community Services. Or you like to create things, the Faculty of Engineering and Architectural Science is an award-winning faculty with over 40 award-winning student groups and teams, such as Metropolitan Hyperloop team, aerospace engineering. That's something that a lot of people think about because you're always thinking, I came all the way here. And a lot of people always confuse, what aerospace engineering is to like, am I going to be a pilot and all that. These are some of the questions that you get answered because aerospace engineering, you're then talking about aircraft design to smart machine learning platforms to tackle some of the world's biggest challenges. I mean, you're coming, all the way from all over the world to Canada. You might as well have the best engineering program that tackles some of the world's biggest challenges. Our program is one of the first Canadian aerospace engineering undergraduate programs accredited by the CEAB, which is the Canadian Engineering Accreditation Board. So it's something to be really proud of. Maybe you're considering the Faculty of Science. I know a lot of students also thinking about computer science. I mean, currently I'm on a computer. We've programmed a lot of things to be able to make this presentation possible from all around the world. You'll have specialized applied research facilities and labs, and you can customize your degree and your optional co-op as a concentration in software engineering if you study computer science. This will prepare you for a career. I am 100% sure of it. You're going to be exploring things like software engineering, networks, computer vision, robotics, artificial intelligence. So consider taking a program in the Faculty of Science. And our Ted Rogers School of Management is ranked #1 in undergraduate entrepreneurship courses for any university in Canada, any university. So we're talking about creating jobs and being in spaces where people become innovative and creative, and Toronto Metropolitan does that for you. Our business technology management program is of, I would say, immense interest to international students. Our organizations are full of BTM graduates. And given the ubiquity of ICT in all aspects of human activity, I would say it is one of the programs that you should really consider if you're thinking about studying at the Ted Rogers School of Management. Um, the creative school, I spoke earlier about having the Oscars list being listed. I mean, some of the highlighted programs here are film programs, but we do have other programs in this particular faculty, as you can see, based on 70 years of excellence. The Creative School offers research, education, and innovation in media and communication, design, as well as creative industries, and it holds impressive partnerships with Google, CBC, Universal Music, Ubisoft, Cirque du Soleil. There are so many more. Our film studies is named one of the top 15 international schools by the Hollywood Reporter. So I'm highlighting that, just because there's probably a filmmaker in someone here, or even an actor, you'll be taught and mentored by filmmakers with experience in the industry. As you know, Toronto is home to what? Toronto International Film Festival. So your premier into the film industry could just be, have started at TMU. um, your fourth year thesis probably would be, one of the films shown at the film exhibition. So you can think about that when thinking about programs. How do you get here? How do you know that you meet our entry requirements and you can get admission? Let's talk about it. Our admission requirements, we accept a varying range of international qualifications, ranging from international baccalaureate to WIAC results from Nigeria, as well as a Cambridge British pattern education as well. So if you have a total of 28 with grades of 4 or higher in 3 higher level subjects, and you have IB, this is you can consider applying to Toronto Metropolitan University. If you're in the American school system and you have 12 years of an academic program in an accredited secondary school, you can also consider applying to Toronto Metropolitan University. We do not have a minimum ACT or SAT score requirement, but a strong performance on the standardized test will strengthen any application. So I do encourage you to please include that in your applications if you have strong grades. Also, talking about the GCSE and IGCSE O levels, we accept the British pattern, as I mentioned, and we are also considering not just the IGCSE, but it has to be with either the GCE AS A levels or GCE A levels. So IGCSE on its own is incomplete, and we cannot accept that. As I mentioned, we accept the curriculums from all over the world. I just highlighted a few, just based on off of what we have, the information that we have. And Nigeria can apply with WIAC results. Minimum scores are typically a C4 for most programs, but some programs would require higher level grades as well. Now, transfer credits we do accept, except for the Faculty of Engineering and Architectural Science. You are not eligible for any transfer credits. So students who have GCE A levels, higher IB grades than 5 or higher, or AP, you are able to be considered for transfer credits when you're applying, but you do have to have applied first and foremost in order to be considered. We do have a list of countries, and if you check the website, you can take a look at the list of countries that we have that we do exempt from an English language standardized test. All your programs would require English language proficiency, so in your academic grades, you will still need to show that, and you still need to show that for admission, but we don't require it from everyone. So please take a look at the website to see if your country is exempt. But for those who do require it, these are the requirements and the acceptable tests that we do accept. We do have also English language pathway programs for students who do have need for that proficiency level to be increased. So you can take either one of our pathway options to enter TMU and apply to our English language institute. So I'm just going to quickly run through what the process looks like for applying to TMU. I've been mentioning February 1st. I mentioned it as our guaranteed consideration date. I also mentioned it as our scholarship um, deadline. So that is an important date if you are interested in applying. So it is important that you consider applying as soon as possible. Review your requirements, and if you do meet the requirements, go ahead and apply and submit your documents. Try to at least merge all your documents into one PDF file so it's easy for you to submit when you are asked to submit your documents. Typically, students who apply in the TMU International application, this is the portal that you will see, quick and easy, how to apply, sign up. And currently, we have a discount running on our application fee, and it is 50 Canadian dollars, which will also be expiring on February 1st. So, students, please go ahead and apply. If you are in a Canadian curriculum, you need to apply using the Ontario University's application center, the OUAC. And this is the way for you to apply. Just go on the website and submit the documents that you need. Submit all your supporting documents. If you have previous education, please submit that as well. And we look at the application holistically. The admissions team will be reviewing all your academic history. So please include everything and anything. And when you apply, please check your application status on your Choose TMU applicant portal. This will be your important portal when you are at TMU as well. So please familiarize yourself with using this so that you're used to the platform. Again, mentioning the last day for the application discount and what you need to apply for the scholarships, the presidential scholarships and the and the international student merit scholarships. Please check on the website for specific entry requirements to those particular scholarships, as well as sending, what's the word that I'm looking for? Signing up for Award Spring, which is our scholarship portal. And that brings me to the end of this presentation. Thank you for sharing your time with me and listening to me about this wonderful university that is in the heart of Toronto and listening to all that TMU has to offer. I would like to encourage you to keep in touch with us by scanning that particular code, or just jot down the email address so that if you have any questions, you can send it by email after this if you're not going to ask your questions to us. And I'm going to open up the floor now for any questions that anyone may have about the presentation or about TMU. Okay, so let me see. Can you get, okay, I think this is a question for me. Can you get the link to the scholarships available on the website? Yes. So our scholarship our scholarship page is on our website. So if you visit torontomu.ca and type in scholarships, it will take you directly to our page. Mm-hmm. I'm an international student and I got a 6.5 in IELTS. Okay. So if you want to know specifically and we weren't able to catch that slide, you can just go to the website and under English language, again, on an international page, on the English language, you'll be able to see a complete list of the requirements per faculty. You can also go to your program page directly and check the English language requirement. It's also available on the page. Yes. So, do Ontario universities offer scholarships to international students? I can speak for TMU. We have, as I mentioned, prestigious scholarships, which is the President's Scholarship, as well as our International Secondary School Merit Scholarship, both of which have a deadline of February 1st. And you need to have applied to TMU in order to apply for the scholarship. So, if you're interested in those scholarships, please go ahead and apply so that you will be eligible to apply for the scholarships if you meet the entry requirements. No, we don't offer fully funded scholarships at TMU. Okay, so can a PR with a high school diploma apply? So if you're asking, I think you're asking two questions. If you can apply using your high school diploma, and then specifically as a permanent resident, if you can apply. So I can't answer any of those immigration questions. What I do advise you to do is to go to our website and connect with our international student support team. We do, as I mentioned in the presentation, have immigration advisors that will be able to give you the information that you need. So the scholarship procedure is on our portal called Award Spring, and Award Spring is for TMU applicants only. So it just means that in order for you to apply to any scholarships, you need to have applied for admission. So the first step is applying for admission. Is it too late to apply for 2024 fall intake? So the master's degree, okay, you're asking for a master's degree information. So I don't have any information about master's programs, just because this presentation is for undergraduate students and I am a member of the undergraduate team. So if you do want information about graduate studies, I would encourage you to go to the website and then go directly to the graduate school for more information. There is an email on the website. Is it too late to apply? No, it's not too late to apply. Yes, we do offer a nursing program. We have a bachelor's degree, a collaborative nursing bachelor's of nursing program, and it is in collaboration with Centennial College and George Brown College. Both of those colleges are in Toronto, so you can apply to either one of those. They're both in Ontario. And you can also apply directly to the nursing program to be at Toronto Met. So you can start at either one of those three sites, TMU, George Brown, or Centennial, and then complete your first 2 years in the colleges, and then third and fourth year is completed at Toronto Met, and then you graduate with a TMU certificate. So you have several options. Okay, so I have more questions for master's programs. As I mentioned, I'm a member of the undergraduate team, so you can send your emails to the graduate email address that is listed on the graduate school website. Just give me a second. I think I can probably just call that out for you. So it's gradhelp, one word, at torontomu.ca. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it in the chat. Okay, so are they medical? I'm looking at it. Are there medical graduate programs? So we do have a graduate. We do have a medical school that will have its first students sign in. I believe it's September 2025 that we're expecting them. But in order to apply to a medical school, you need to have a bachelor's degree anyway. So students who are thinking about master's programs in medicine, to go to medicine, you need to have an undergraduate program. At TMU, you can consider studying medical physics. Some students study nursing, some biomedical sciences. So you do have a range of programs that you can study in anticipation of applying to medical school. So different programs. What is the lowest GPA to get admission in a French taught program? So our programs are English taught. We don't have French taught programs. And for the lowest GPA, as I mentioned, if we accept students from different backgrounds. So it depends on your academic grades and also the program that you are applying to. So you need to check back with your faculty and program specific for entry requirements. I listed the general entry requirements for students based on their general area of or general academic background, but for specifics, you have to check your program. I think that I've sort of dealt with all the questions for today. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today, or joining me today on this platform. As I mentioned, please go ahead and scan the barcode or just jot down the email address if you want to send any questions that may percolate later. If you're interested in applying to TMU, again, wanted to reiterate the guaranteed consideration date for most programs is February 1st. So please go ahead and start your applications. Also take advantage of the discounted application fee. Just wanted to scan through one more time just to see if I got everyone's question. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Any last minute questions that anyone may have? Okay.